Welcome back to English class. This is GBS Beginner English 1. We're working with the Speak Now 2 book, and we're going to start work today on Lesson 11. We're going to talk about I'd love to try that. There are so many things in this world that I would love to go out, I'd love to do, and love to see, especially around us. Now, we've got lots of things to go through today. We've got a lot of information, and let's get started and have some fun with that information. So to start off today, let's go through some vocabulary. Now, when you can go out and try some different activities, sometimes you have places like a community center that you can go out and you can have fun. No. Well, yeah, you can go out there, you can enjoy them, but it means you have to go out and get part of the activity. No. Don't give me that no. You got to go out and get involved. And that's where I know with COVID-19 and everybody's on lockdown and everybody's having a hard time getting out and enjoying things.
6 hours later.
We still need to go out and find new activities and things to do. At this local community center, they have many different activities for like ballroom dancing, bowling, ice skating, walking, racquetball, swimming, taekwondo, tai chi. Now, each of these activities has good things that you can go and do and things you can spend time with other people. Some things you can play by yourself. Racquetball is a great sport that you can play with another person. You can play it by yourself. You can play it with 2 other people. You can play it one-on-one. You can play it many different ways. It's just a matter of how much you want to get involved. Now, here in Korea, racquetball is not very popular, but its cousin is squash. Squash is very popular here in Korea. As a matter of fact, on campus, there's 2 squash courts. Racquetball and squash, they're cousins. Squash is closer to tennis than to racquetball. But racquetball is kind of a crazy sport where everything is fair game. But other things you can do, martial arts, taekwondo, if you're interested in active learning how to use your body as a self-defense or other type of activity. Tai chi is a little bit lower pace, so you might not be as active as you would for being doing taekwondo, but it's all about going and getting involved with the activity. Certain activities burn more calories than others. Now it says calories. What it's actually referring to is kilocalories. Kilocalories is how many calories of energy it takes for your body to use the energy that your body has. And so the more kilocalories, the more calories you can burn, the better. All right. Now, we do have a little conversation between Rachel and Peter. They want to find out the best way to get some activities and life changes for them. They want to do something different. So they want to find out what's available at their local community center and to get started. So let's take a listen and find out what they decide to do.
I really need to get more exercise.
Me too. We could take classes at the sports center. There's racquetball, boxing, swimming.
Oh, I wouldn't really like those. They seem like a lot of hard work.
Well, how about a class in ballroom dancing? I'd love to try that.
Really? Why is that?
Because I'd learn something new, and I can do it with someone else.
I think it would be boring. I'd like to try something more relaxing, like Tai Chi.
She says that Tai Chi would be the most relaxing. I find ballroom dancing a very stimulating and exciting thing. When I was in university, I took many classes, ballroom dancing, country western dancing, swing dancing, Latin. There are many different types of dances. And as Peter says, is that you would be with someone else. Right now, during the pandemic, we're not able to enjoy it as much as possible, but hopefully after the pandemic goes away, if you're still on campus, I'm actually looking to start up a ballroom dancing group to teach people how to dance and how to interact and have fun. It's all about social dancing, not dancing to be hip hop and just to learn new dance moves. It's about getting and interacting with people. But that's for another time. So when we go on, we learn that they have some really good things to help you get fit. Some things are easier to do than others. And Rachel says, oh, I think that would be too difficult. It's always difficult. To learn something new is always difficult. But you have to do, as I've mentioned in a previous lesson, you have to have two things, will and time. You have the willpower to keep going. Go, keep trying it, do it again, do it the next day, and give yourself time. Nothing happens fast. Anybody who tells you, oh, this is the fast way to do this, they're probably trying to sell you something. So don't believe it. All you need is willpower and time, and you can change anything. All right, now, when you want to do something, you might use some expressions that tell what you really want to do. This is where sometimes you might see this on someone's bucket list. A bucket list is, oh, I want to do this before I die. Now, everybody has different things that they want to try. Some people have longer lists and some people have shorter lists. I have several things that are on my bucket list for things to try. My father, as a matter of fact, crossed one of his bucket list things off earlier this year, where he went and tried skydiving in an indoor skydiving room. And then he said, indoor skydiving room. They have a giant fan on the floor. It just blows air straight up, but it gives you the sensation of skydiving without actually having to jump out of the airplane. Now, my father's next step is that he wants to actually take a couple classes and actually jump out of an airplane. That's always been a dream of mine. So chase it. Find out what's on your bucket list. Make a list of 3 to 10 things that, hey, I want to try this. I may or may never ever get a chance to do this, but not doing it would be worse. I mean, you get to an airplane and you jump, and then you never see the end. Hey, go ahead and try it. Go ahead and see what you can do for the what you can do with this stuff. You can find out some amazing activities that are possible for you to do, and then you can just go out and have fun. And that is the key, is to go out and try something amazing. Because when you go out and try it, you may find out what is and is not available for you. And you'd be surprised. There are a lot of fun activities that we could try. I've always been interested in, as I said, jumping out of an airplane. Bungee jumping is not my favorite. I always find it's like suicide without the commitment. But when you get a chance, try it. You can try it once. You can always say that later, I really don't want to try that one again, but hey, that was good the first time. So do something, even if it's, oh, I do it one time and then never do it again. Go out and try it. Now, we're going to listen to a few activities. Now, in this, there are 2 parts. The first part, listen to the activity and identify which person is doing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, what the activities are. And then try to write one of the reasons that they want to do the activities. Okay, so here we go.
Number 1.
I've always wanted to try this. This would be perfect for me because I love the water and like to be on my own a lot. I like it because you don't need too much equipment, just a boat and a paddle. I wouldn't want to go too far, at least until I build my upper body strength. And I'd like to try it on a lake, not in the ocean. It looks like a very peaceful activity, if you know what I mean.
Number 2. I think this is a pretty common game. Or I guess it's a sport, actually. My older brother plays a lot, but I've never tried it. I'm a very competitive person, and this looks like nonstop action. To be honest, I'd like to beat my brother. It also just looks fun, so I hope to try it soon. My friend has a table at his house, so maybe he'll let me play sometime.
Number 3.
I've wanted to try this for a long time. It looks so relaxing, but I'm sure it's hard work too. There's a sports center in town with an indoor swimming pool that offers classes 3 times a week. I don't think I'd want to go that often, but maybe once or twice a week. None of my friends do this, so it might be a good way to meet some new people. I'm not a very good swimmer, but I don't think that matters.
Number 4.
I would so love to do this. It goes back thousands of years, so there is an interesting tradition around it. Of course, in the past it was hunting, but that doesn't interest me. I do it just with regular targets. I remember I saw it on TV at the Olympic Games a couple of years ago and found it fascinating. It doesn't look easy at all. I'd like to try it because I want to get into something that requires discipline.
All right, so you have the 4 different activities. You have archery, kayaking, table tennis, and water aerobics. Now, all these activities have different levels that you can go out and try. I have done archery and I've done water aerobics. I'm not a big fan of kayaking myself, and table tennis, no matter how many times I've tried and played, I am not good at table tennis. I know some people may say, wow, I can really play very good table tennis. No matter how much I try, no, I'm just not good at table tennis. It's just not a sport that I'm good at. So let's move on. And we talk about some interesting fitness activities. Now, there are some really strange activities that are out there, and some of them have become very, very popular. Zumba, for example. Zumba is a very popular dance activity that has taken on around the world. And you can find Zumba around the world, usually done outside. And especially during the pandemic, it's become very popular to do it in very open spaces. Forza is a type of sword training, and it looks interesting. You have to have some special equipment to do it, and it requires you to be very safe, especially if you're using a real sword. But if you're using a practice sword, you can be a little bit more free with your activities. Bosu, this is having to do with half of a ball and practicing on your knees, and it's about total body instability. This is also where if you do Pilates also has a little bit to do with instability, where your body is constantly in a state of instability, where you're having to keep yourself balanced. And that's one of the things that comes up with activities is sometimes there's more than one way to do an activity. And sometimes the one activity may lead to another. So go out, try some different sports, try some different things. Who knows? You might find something you really like to do. All right, so moving on. All right, so let's talk about a little bit about your homework from the workbook 11 for this one. All right, so first one starts off with our vocabulary and which ones you can do inside and which ones you can do outside. Now, a lot of these activities, depending on the time of the year, you can do them indoor or outdoor. The only one that's really limited to whether you can do it inside or outside is racquetball. Racquetball, you have to have a very special court, usually a very large rectangular or cubicle room so that you can bounce the ball all over the place. But for the other ones, A lot of them you can do inside and outside. And when it says skiing, and you say skiing inside, actually, yeah, you can. If you go to Dubai, you can actually find a full indoor ski course in one of the buildings there. And it's expensive, but you can go snow skiing in Dubai. And you might say, in the middle of the desert, you can go snow skiing? Yeah.
No, God!
Yes, you can.
No, God!
All right. So moving on. Now, which activities would be popular for you? Which one would you like to do? Now, each of you has your own ways and your own ideas of what would be popular for you. That's what makes it so great. You can go and do what makes you excited. So go try something and think about activities that aren't popular. Now, you may not say, oh, I want to do this popular activity. Oh, I want to do this one. Or you may just say, you know what? I'm not interested in any of these. I don't find them popular at all. Find out what kind of activities do fit for you. Then take your ideas from part one and put them in for this one. Now, there are no correct answers for this part of the lesson. For this one, it's all about you. So what is correct is all on you. It's your way to do it. Well, how am I going to grade it? Well, if you put an answer in there that makes sense, it's correct. So I really want to try this. There's a lot of things that people want to try. Don't just want to do it. Go and do it. Then, reading part. Now, what's the best form of exercise? You're going to read this and find out a little bit about it and then fill in the chart. So I'll read it for you so that you can find out. So what's the best form of exercise from 3 different persons' point of view? Vince. Ballroom dancing is the best exercise for me. It doesn't burn a lot of calories, but it's fun. And you do it with someone else. I also love moving to music. The only thing I don't like, the shoes. I can't find comfortable ones. Tina, I think the best exercise is running. You burn a lot of calories. You don't need a lot of equipment or belong to a gym, so it's cheap. You do need a good pair of shoes. Sometimes I have to do another type of exercise because running is very hard on my knees. Marco, I like swimming. It's not as hard on your body as running is, but it burns a good amount of calories. It's very relaxing, and you can do it on your own. All you need is a pool and a swimsuit. And sometimes I get an earache. All right, so what are the best activities for these different people? I have to agree with Vince and Marco as far as activities. Ballroom dancing for me is a great activity. It's a lot of fun, especially when you find that you can dance with a good partner. Speaking from my past, there are a few people in my life that I have found that are really excellent dance partners. That when you get out on the dance floor, you can connect with them, and it's just amazing. My wife is an excellent dancer, and she works very hard at it. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to go dancing for a long time, but that's for a different reason for another day. And Marco likes to swim, and I agree with that. Swimming is actually one of the best activities you can do for exercise because it's a full body exercise. It requires controlling your breathing. It requires using all the muscles in your body. And as Tina said with running can be hard on your joints, especially your ankles, knees, and hips. But swimming is a low impact sport. So you can do it and your entire body is supported by the weight of the water. Now, I know some of you may say, oh, I don't know how to swim. I haven't learned it. Always a good skill to learn how to swim. Even if it's just the basics, it's always good to know a little bit. All right, so now, what do you think about from the speakers that you listen to? Do they have a good idea? Or do you agree with them? Do you agree with their ideas? Do you disagree? As I said, I disagree with Tina. I don't think running is a good activity. But then again, if I was maybe 100 kilograms lighter, I probably would like running. Probably not. Anyway, but what exercises do you like? Then, in part 2, write a form of exercise that you think is the best. Imagine that you're going to be telling someone about this special exercise. Now, try not to use one of the ones that have been used in this unit. Talk about something else. Talk about something that you actually use. Like, I know that there's some people who do the Zumba, as was mentioned, but some people like spinning classes. And if you don't know what spinning is, look it up on YouTube. To say it's strange would be an understatement, but spinning classes could be fun. One of my wife's friends actually loves spinning classes. I couldn't even start with spinning. But anyway, it's a good way to do it. And then when it says to share with a classmate, share it with your mom, share it with your dad, your dog, your cat. Share it with someone and then have some fun with it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So today we've talked a little bit about different types of activities that you could do for sports, for fun, exercise, things that would be good for you and good for your health. So enjoy it, have a good time, and I will see you all in the next lesson. Have a great and wonderful day.